I remember the time the TGR Tomo was up for group buy. Everyone in the community was raving for it. It had a non-exploded 75% layout, a tasteful badge on the top right, and even I, a 60% user, would have loved to own one. Years later, budget brands are catching up, and this Yunzi AL80 certainly looks the part. Let's quickly take a look at it. Disclaimers out of the way first, Yunzi sent me this unit for review, but they have no say on my opinions of the board. They are seeing this video the same time as you do. So without further ado, let's get started with the box. Inside of which, first you'll see the full user guide in multiple languages. Next to that is a quick reference sheet for the shortcuts of the board. Beneath all of that, leaves the board itself encased in a hard plastic case for safekeeping. We'll get to the board later. For now, let's look at the accessories. First of which is the extra sets of keycaps for the navigation row, specifically designed for the Mac operating system. Next to that are some extra switches, mine being the Cocoa Cream B2 switches made by Yunzi themselves. And finally are the Keycap and Switch folder combo and a non-coiled nor braided white USB Type-C cable. Going back to the board itself, I've got mine in this cream colorway with purple accents. This is also available in black and in silver. My first impressions is that it weighs a ton for a budget board. Let's get the basics out of the way first. This is a non-exploded 75% custom mechanical keyboard made by the folks over at Yunzi. What sets this apart from the rest is the addition of the knob on the top right, not to mention the user addressable screen flanked near the arrow keys on the bottom. This means that your navigation column loses 2 keys, but hey, I'd sacrifice that for a cool screen. Moving over to the sides, you'll see a box on wedge side profile with smooth chamfers on the edges. I love this design. It reminds me so much of the TGR Tomo I mentioned earlier. Just a simple yet elegant wedge on the side for a board with such thin side bezels. On the rear lives the USB Type-C port, tri-mode switch, as well as the spot for the 2.4 GHz dongle, as this is a tri-mode board with a beefy battery inside measuring in at 6000 mAh. Finally, at the back, lives some exposed screws for modding, the color matched rubber feet, and a mirror accent weight that's quite a fingerprint and scratch magnet. Weighing in at about 1.4 kilograms, it's a beefy board for a 75%. It feels premium to the touch, and the cream finishing on the CNC aluminum body is flawless. I didn't find any scuffs or marks on this board, and the addition of the accent weight was a nice touch. But I wish it was matte and not this glossy mirror finish. As I said earlier, it attracts fingerprints and scratches so easily. Otherwise, the board is flawless. The PCB is jam-packed with features. It's hot swap with pipe-in support. It's in the south-facing configuration. As per key RGB, is tri-mode with Bluetooth and 2.4 GHz support, and has specs cuts. Sadly, it looks like it doesn't support screw-in stabs, but the included plate mount ones are great enough as it is. Inside the board lives the aforementioned 6000 mAh battery divided into 2 cells. These are all connected to a daughter board mounted on the back case. The daughter board is needed to reduce any strain from the ports, as the mounting system for this one is gasket mount. Going back to the PCB, it's BIA compatible for the functions of the keys as well as the knob, while the screen has its own software to be able to change the home screen as an image or a GIF of your liking. Overall, a great PCB match for this board. And from my testing, I've got no problems with its wireless performance. Moving on to the mounting, it's gasket mount with silicone gasket dabs being flanked in the PC plate. And it being gasket mount, expect it to have tons of foams to aid out its sound. And this is no exception. It has a total of 5 materials for the foam sandwiched in between the PCB, the plate, and even the case. Add that to the Cocoa Cream B2 switches, and you got one deep but lucky board right out of the box. The keycaps are the main highlight for me on this board. It comes pre-bundled and is such a nice quality. Its PBT die sub with legends mimicking GMK standards, and its 1.2 to 1.3mm stick. It features a beige-like pastel colorway on my unit with purple accents, and the keycaps alone are so good for the package. Switches on this unit are the Cocoa Cream B2s by Yunzi, and it's a linear switch with a medium spring weight. You can also outfit this with Gateron Zero linear switches, a switch I haven't tried before, but I'll let you listen to the stock without any mods using the Cocos. For about 109 USD, I'm blown away by the features and specs this board has. I've had no problems or issues in using this board in the past few weeks. The wireless performance is alright, and the typing sound and feel is quite great for the price. It's no TGR Tomo, but it certainly punches above its weight class. The keycaps are the deal maker for me. These quality keycaps alone are worth about 25 USD in Shopee, and you'll get them as a bundle here alongside the pretty good switches for 109 USD. I wish BIA can implement a screen tab to be able to configure the board and screen in one place. But hey, I know that's none of Yunzi's control. I'm just glad they still didn't skip out on the BIA compatibility, even though this has a screen. If you're able to get this at 109 USD, or even better, I'd say this is a must buy. For those on the lookout for a great 75% keyboard with a feature-packed PCB and great design, I'd highly recommend this. How about you? What are your thoughts on the Yunzi AL80? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'm John J. Bimava, and I'll see you in the next video.